just setting up a couple of things to get going again. Just setting up. Closing Facebook, because Facebook it makes pinging noises. Mostly guns. Strength in numbers, and guns of course. Mostly guns. Schooners. Schooners are a small light crafter for their speed. These were the preferred ships for privateers during the American Revolution. There was nothing better for breaking through enemy lines faster than you could get a shot at, or for making a fast getaway. Nowadays, of course, we have jet skis. Men of war. This isn't really a naval classification, but more of a catch-all term for a warship carrying a lot of cannon. Most of the men of wars you'll see will likely be ships of the line, which are essentially big ships with multiple gun decks stacked one on top of another. Basically, naval warfare consists of lining up your ships broadside against the enemy ships in order to hit them with the most cannonballs possible. Of course, the enemy would be trying to do the same thing. Predictably, the biggest of the ships with the most guns usually won, leading to the building of more ships with even bigger guns. It wasn't sophisticated, but by God, it worked. Okay. Boats. Kilo, that's right. Don't let appearances deceive you. Looking at the former flagship of the Assassin Navy, they've perhaps a little past its prime. Michaela was built in France in 1749 in the city of Brest. Stop it. Thank you, Sean. The design was incredibly innovative for its time. The ship was light, fast, and could carry a surprising amount of artillery for its size. It would be decades before the schooners that there were schooners that could catch up to the Aquila's speed. Of course, there were some disadvantages to the design. Namely, the ship handling was very touchy and required an experienced crew. That meant the Aquila was underutilized until the Assassins hired someone who could use the ship to its full potential. Robert Faulkner. In 1754, the Aquila followed a Templar ship into a storm and was lost with all hands aboard. Ooh. Or so we wanted the Templars to think. In reality, it sustained only minor damage, was refitted and became the assassin's secret weapon, staying out of major harbors, using its speed and the element of surprise to harass ships on Templar business. Aquila took on mythical qualities that was whispered about in ports along the eastern seaboard as the ghost of the northern seas. A pirate vessel crewed by ghosts that could appear and disappear into a sudden fog. This reputation was due to both Faulkner's uncommon skill and the superstitious nature of most sailors who loved the ghost story and wanted to marry a mermaid. Eventually the Templars cottoned on to what had happened, but it did take them more than a decade, like fastest tools and a box full of spoons. That's funny. In 1786, the ship was caught in a trap by 3 British frigates. one of those. The Aquila was able to limp away from the battle, but ran aground in shallow water. The British left it for lost. Robert Faulkner survived the battle and had the ship towed back to a private bay near Boston, where it and Faulkner slowly deteriorated. That is, until Connor found them both. Cool. Providence. Oh, is that the one that... Okay, that's... I think that one's the ship that...
Good wind today, Captain!
That one would be the ship that the Templars had, I would guess. Where are we going?
What the bloody hell was that about?
The older man is a Templar. Who was he with?
A Templar? The young buck was Nicholas Biddle. Nobody. Sails before the mast. Midshipman for the Crown.
Are the guns ready?
Aye, but we won't jump in over our heads. We'll find a suitable target and show you how they work. We've fitted her with a modest amount of guns to start, but rest assured there's ample room to add more should you feel the need.
What's a little funny is,
Looks like a British frigate with half seas over. Should do nicely for a spotted target practice. Bring around broadside, and when all guns are on target, call fire. Round shot for a start. Let fly! Reload those ladies! Well done, boy! Now, aim all guns at her bow and do as much damage as possible. Prepare to fire! Fire! Target! Some old powder in there! Good! Now give the swivel guns a turn. More precise. Hit those old powder barrels and light up the sky. Hold! Fire! You are a fast learner.
Provided something interests me.
Ah, getting a taste for the open sea, are we? We'll make a jack tar out of you yet. Now we should be getting back. The old man is like to have my hide for keeping you out so long.
Ready when you are, sir.
On my mark! Give me half sail. Take it to half sail! Let fly, full sail. We need every knot, full sail.
ha ha ha. Here we go. Quickly closing in on target.
Gunboats are about! Schooners, Captain!
Why is he shooting at us?
Destroying property of the Crown, disturbing the King's peace, take your pick. Sorry,
What do we do?
Naught else but to fight back. Sink the bastard! That shot reduced the swivels on him, Captain! Give me half sail! Give me half sail! On my mark! Fire! We're sailing into the wind! What do you call? Pack 'em! Pack! Reload!
Ready to fire!
Full sail, boys! Give me everything! Full sail! Ready up to fire! Fire!
Think, you bastards! Think!
English frigate! Oh, BB Twaffled, another one. Where in the bloody hell did she come from? Make ready, boys! Fire!
Oh boy.
Carry on, sailor. Not bad for your first voyage, boy.
Now we best be getting back, or the old man will have my guts for garters.
Yeah, that's just awkward. Oh, so that went pretty well. First time doing a boat thing. Apparently there's a number of emails. Woo, did the thing!
I got 'em! All of 'em! You get what I need, and I'll give 'em to you. Simple. You got a ship. Could find 'em all to boot.
Who is that man?
Him? Some old salt always on about letters he's got from Captain Kidd. Nonsense, really, but he doesn't hurt no one, so I'll leave him be. Talk to him if you fancy, but be warned he'll chew your ear off. Anyway, the Aquila's here for you. If you should get a pang for the open sea, we'll be waiting. Now, I implore you to head up the hill before the old man comes out of retirement just for me.
That would be funny. Come down to say something.
Weeks. And not even a goodbye before you left.
Sorry.
Well, what are you waiting for? Put them on. Once upon a time, we had a ceremony on such occasions. But I don't think either of us are really the type for that. You've your tools and training, your targets and goals. And now you have your title.
Aww.
Welcome to the Brotherhood, Connor.
Memory sink. Get it? Sink like a boat. Oh, I'm terrible.
Welcome back, Desmond. You'll be happy to hear there's actually good news for once.
Yeah?
I've managed to locate a power source, and it's relatively close by. Up for a trip to Manhattan?
Is it safe to leave? Abstergo's gotta be looking for us.
Obviously it's not safe. Can't exactly sit around here hoping to get lucky, though, can we? We need that power source. Besides, I'm sure you can cook up some way to hide our movements.
Maybe. The Templars have access to all kinds of satellites and camera systems. We'll need to find a way to mask our digital signature. I can probably camouflage the van, too. But there's not much I can do for us.
That's an easy one.
Local utility companies have assured the public that they're completely prepared for the upcoming solar maximum. Disruptions to service are expected to be minimal.
If only they knew.
What's this?
A remote-operated camera. It'll provide us with a feed while you're on mission. This will let us talk to each other.
We're almost there, so listen up. The artifact is in an office penthouse in Lower Manhattan. At this time of night, direct infiltration is going to get you noticed. I think we're better off having you drop in from above.
What do you mean, above?
Used one of those before, right?
Can you hear me? Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, read you just fine. Now why don't you power up the camera? I've got pictures. Running diagnostics. I've got a nice, strong signal. Just a heads up, there's no elevator access from here on out. You'll have to get up there the old-fashioned way.
It's a lot of servers. Seriously?
Seriously, Sean? Fuck you. Jesus.
Look on the bright side. No security to worry about.
And on the not so bright side, the slightest misstep means you're effectively paced.
Shut up, Sean.
You mean like that? Like that paste? Yeah, paste. You had to go one up higher. Thursday.
Almost there, Desmond. Once you reach the top of the lit-up crane, you should be high enough to make the jump.
Should?
It'll be fine, don't worry.
Well, you might want to worry a little. I'm pretty sure she was high when she was running the numbers.
Sean!
A joke. It was a joke. Or was it?
Okay, Abstergo, 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 Abstergo.
Jump when you're ready, but wait for my signal to open the chute. Timing's really important here. Too soon or too late, and you'll miss the building. Now! Open your chute, now!
Seriously though, was he still wear a bag?
That wasn't so bad.
Security.
So, you must be Desmond. Not exactly what I expected, but I guess your kind doesn't have many options these days.
Who are you?
Ask your father. Now give me that.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything about fucking you up. So you got to the counter.
So who the hell is Daniel Cross?
Believe it or not, he used to be an assassin. The assassin, the way I've heard it told, but it turned out he was a sleeper agent for Abstergo, programmed to infiltrate and destroy the organization.
How did he know you were there? We could be compromised.
They must have caught me snooping inside their network and sent Cross to see what we were after. If they were aware of our current location, we'd know. Though, I will say this. It doesn't bode very well for future expeditions.
I've set up some cameras topside. If anyone shows up, we'll see it.
I'd suggest you go see about finding a socket for that power source. Or we can return to Connor if you prefer. All the artifacts in the world won't mean a thing without the key.
Seriously though, how? Swaggy.
I know everyone thinks I'm being silly, but I can't shake the feeling we're being watched.
We are being watched. By Juno. Or some version of her.
Do you think it's a recording? Or is she a ghost? Or something else? Is she talking to us the way Minerva talked to Ezio?
No clue. I mean, who knows what else they were working on down here? There's still so many rooms we don't have access to.
But do Do you think she's like literally down here, waiting somewhere, still alive?
Still alive? That's mental. That means she'd be at least 75, 80,000 years old? They're powerful, yeah, but not that powerful.
They came down here looking for a way to survive. Maybe they found one. Was it weird seeing Cross?
What do you mean?
It's different for you. You don't know about what happened, I guess. For a long time, he was important to us. He was a different person.
Sean said he was a sleeper agent, like Lucy.
It was different. She made a choice, but Cross, if you read the files, Abstergo just... They did terrible things to him.
Rebecca?
You're lucky. We all are. We have people who care about us, who look out for us. He was all alone, and the people he thought he could trust, they used him.
Did you know him?
No, but I knew Hannah.
Who's that?
She tried to help him. She trusted him. But there was a raid about a year ago. She stayed behind so the others could escape. Tried to reason with him, to see if she could fix things.
Well, what happened?
What do you think happened? He killed her. That's what he does. That's all he knows how to do. Sometimes it seems like that's all any of us know how to do.
Rebecca.
I just want to be alone right now.
I'll give her a hug.
I just want to be alone right now.
That's bright.
When we thought we could be saved, we sought to face the sun's wrath and contain it. 4 towers would be built to pull her fury into this place and dispel it. But even with all we knew, with all we had, it would take too long. 1,000 years we could labor and still the work would not be done. The first tower was never completed. The project abandoned. We moved on. But while we labored on other endeavors, a few returned. They thought to automate the process. Metal might finish what flesh could not.
Huh.
If we could not meet the sun's cruel embrace, perhaps we might rebuke it. Already we could generate the fields to protect us in times of strife. But these were small and simple things. To replicate them on a scale the size of a world, we lack the energy to make it so. Half the world, they said then. It is better than none at all. We tried. Again, we failed. A quarter, they asked. Even this we could not do. A sixth, an eighth, a tenth, they cried. The answer was still the same. Perhaps in time a city might be spared. But it was time we did not have. So we moved on.
Wonder what's inside.
Only one way to find out.
Son, I owe you an apology. I shouldn't have lashed out like that. You have to understand, I've never been very good at this. Never mind that we live rather extraordinary lives.
Yeah, I kinda liked my ordinary one.
You can't escape who you are, Desmond.
So I've noticed.
Look, it's silly for us to go back and forth like this. I admit, I did a shitty job raising you. I apologize, I'm sorry. But it's important you understand it didn't come from a bad place. You're my son. I love you. I guess I was so busy trying to make sure nothing bad happened, I didn't consider the consequences. Truce.
I can't believe it's taken me so long to ask, but... how's Mom? She's not...
No. Your mother is fine. We decided it was safer if we split up for this job.
Always assuming the worst.
For good reason.
Can I at least say hi to her?
I'm sorry, it's too risky. Maybe when we're done.
Right. When we're done. Have we ever tried to make peace with the Templars?
Throughout our history, there have been moments. Several, in fact. But... it's impossible. There are existential differences, insurmountable. If there were to be unity, it wouldn't be a truce so much as a submission.
But knowing what's about to happen, wouldn't it make sense to try and talk to Vidic? Come to an arrangement, even if it's only temporary?
We'd all be so busy watching our backs, nothing would get accomplished. Imagine that. We're more productive at war.
Well, have we ever tried sending in someone? Doing to them what they did to us with Lucy? Or Cross?
We have, and it's never worked. We've sent people who were either too weak and found themselves turned, or too strong and were unable to carry out the charade.
I just feel like we all want the same thing.
We use the same words, but that's all they are, words. In the end, it all comes down to freedom. We seek it, they detest it. And so there's never an end to the fight. Not until one side is completely gone.
Is that even possible?
Probably not. Our two groups have existed in one form or another since, well, since forever. But things can be better than they are. And that's something.
Did you look for me, Dad? When I was gone?
Every day.
Come on.
I mean it. Every night I'd look, searching for your name or variations of it, hoping you'd slip up. Abstergo only found you first because they had better access. A few more days and it would have been me.
Well, I'm here now.
And I'm glad.
Do you think Lucy regretted what she was doing?
Feels.
I used to think I knew her well, but clearly that wasn't the case. So I really can't give you an honest answer.
She seems so sincere, though. Like she really wanted to make a difference.
Yes, well, when I first met him, I thought the same thing about Cross.
It just keeps happening over and over again.
What does?
Everything.
Don't get weird on me, Desmond.
No, it's fine. I'm fine. Don't worry.
All right, then. You should think about getting back in the Animus. We've got to find that key.
Think about going upstairs.
We should probably get back to Connor.
I took the shore.
Ah, Desmond, there you are. Can I ask a favor?
Maybe.
When this is all over, I'd like to try turning the dial back on the Animus. Like, all the way back. To the time of the first civilization.
You think it would work?
There was no real loss of fidelity when you visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000 years ago, and I'm looking at going back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. Be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening. So this is how it started.
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history. I say history. They certainly teach you strange things in the States.
Like what?
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war, it was a civil one. Well, not that kind of civil. I mean, there was no America versus Britain. It was Brit on Brit action. And you can clearly see how the whole thing got started. One war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly. Seems the Crown overspent in its attempt to keep the French out. Wound up with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, undiplomatic about it.
Well, it's not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Braddock? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then, when they ask for a little bit of help... Right, look, think of it this way. King George and the colonists, they all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner, gratis, for decades now. The colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the table's full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. Now, when the king points this out, what do the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out the restaurant. Probably intending to return later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
Oh, well, with a war, apparently. I wonder how many other places like this exist.
There are dozens of them, all over the world.
And somehow no one's ever found one before us.
I don't think that's true.
Oh?
When I was at Abstergo, Vidic talked about silencing discoveries made by non-Templars. And I'm sure Abstergo has dug up plenty.
The things they must know.
Regretting throwing in with us?
No. Just looking forward to when we can finally trounce those bastards so I can dive into their archives. Oh, I think I found a lead on another power source. Later, Desmond. I'm in the middle of something very important right now. Just, that's a rule. Just follow that as a rule.
That's interesting.
What is a fact? Is it fixed? Immutable? Certain in its existence and only awaiting discovery? Or might it be changed? Here we learned the answer, and thought that it might save us. They were used to command, to control, to own. But we soon discovered another use. When enough sat in thrall and were told to believe, their thoughts took on form. What was imagined became real. If 100 minds could wish away a wall or create a tree, what might 1,000 do? 10,000? More?
This is interesting.
Might we change the consensus and will the threat away? We resolved to send one into the sky where it might illuminate us all. Once placed, a sentence would be uttered. Make us safe. In this way, we would change the consensus. We would save the world. But it never came to be. We sent a dozen of them skyward, but there was no way to maintain control, to direct the beam, to enthrall the world, to speak the words. Though this was strange and dangerous, what we tried next was worse.
These ones who came before.
Our first instinct was to travel back, to change the past. But we could not find a way. But forward, we could look forward. And so here we sought to see beyond ourselves, and know what was to come. First we wanted to learn if our work would succeed. But the answer was always the same. So we moved on to other things, but she remained. The one you call Minerva. In time, she too stopped looking, and instead began to speak. She called out across time, in the hopes that you might be saved. She hid messages where none might find them, save for you and those within this place.
Fascinating.
Tired of it. The cryptic warnings, the threats. Just tell us what you want!
But they are. We saw the Nephilim there. We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we looked the same to them. Imagine trying to explain all this to a 2-year-old, to a grasshopper. When they said the will of the gods was unknowable, they meant it. Literally.
I killed her, you know. I killed Lucy.
It was the apple, son. It was Juno.
I saw what she was. What would happen if I let her live? I could have stopped myself. I mean, there was a force there. But I didn't have to. I chose to.
Desmond.
Lucy was going to betray us and take the apple back to Abstergo. I saw the satellite launched. I saw them turn it on, and then... it failed. Whatever's on the other side of that door, it benefits Juno. We need to be careful.
Okay. Computers.
Come on, son. We got work to do.
Oh no, I was trying to run. Going to check the emails. I think it's this computer? Nope, it's not. Well, that's interesting. Computer. Oh dear. All these Juno visits and emails too, apparently, have got me thinking, what happened to Tina and Minerva? They're the ones who got us into this little apocalypse party. Now they've gone and buggered off. Little inconvenient, not to mention rude. I'll try and poke around later, see if there's not some sign of what happened to them. From 010011, you should not meddle in the affairs that do not concern you. Too nice subject, leave him alone. Looks like Juno's really taken a shine to you. I suggest you don't engage her. This isn't the time to go down the rabbit hole. Not, it's sure to prove a Badger's dame besides this whole experience. It is actually. That final door, salvation, was it? But for us, who knows? Here we sit working towards something we know next to nothing about, but it's our only chance. So there's that, I suppose. I found a better way to control the impulses, to formulate a thought and to transmit it. To add a sense of structure to the assassin warrior. Improvements, interesting. Add a sense of structure, a sense of order, you fear order, you're kind. The gentle hands tend to the fox kindness, not a cruelty. I wonder if you'll ever understand. Your enemies do, in their own way, but they share your base heritage. Their concept is flawed. They are not worthy. You have all proved unworthy of our gifts. I've been doing some digging on Hatham's blade, still not 100% sure where they came from. My initial instinct was that he started out as an assassin. I believe his father was one, in fact. But it appears he was a Templar from pretty early on. Maybe he took them from someone? It's happened before. And they're quite handy. I'm surprised more Templars haven't put them to use. It's pretty easy to build a pair if you know what you're doing. To Desmond Miles. It works. I should hardly be surprised electrical impulses move from one pathway to another to cool. Another, you called them networks. Our word for them was more akin to road. It is yet difficult to project a thought in one medium to another, yet it works, it works, it works, it works. Hello. Interesting. The sphere used by Connor during his spirit journey is clearly first civilization in origin. It appears to function as some sort of temporal calculator. It's essentially a crystal ball, but one that actually works. This can't be coincidental, which begs the question, are there others out there? Just a quick heads up that I've put a new batch of entries focused on those people in order to ensure accuracy. I actually turned to a friend on the outside. Don't worry, he thinks it's for presentation, so we're in no danger of being discovered. You'll find a new section under the database labeled Surprise Surprise. It has information on their political social structures as well as some notes about their marital culture. William's not the most diplomatic man, I'll give you that, but he cares about you very much. When you were under, during that whole bit with 16, he never left your side. He even slept in the same room when we put down for the night. Anyway, doesn't mean to be a busybody, just didn't want you to stay sore with him. Not too sore anyway. That man means well, even if he's got an odd way of showing it. Disappointed. In case you hadn't noticed, we're near deep in shit here. And I understand this might not be your idea for a time. It's not anyone's idea of a good time. Picking fights isn't going to get our work finished any faster, so I suggest you stick to the mission. The sooner we're through the door, the sooner we can get back to our lives. Or in your case, the lack of one. Dad. Rebecca Crane. Sean is really getting on my nerves. You'd think with everything that's going on, the guy would stop being such a douche. Maybe he thinks it's funny. Or maybe it's part of his snarky British charm. Or maybe it's how he deals with the stress. Whatever it is, it's getting old real fast. We've got enough to worry about. You know, the end of the world and everything. You'd think he'd show a little restraint or maturity or something. Sorry, not like you need to hear me venting. You've got enough on your plate. Please don't say anything to him, though. Hey there, Desmond. As you'll see from the date of this email, you've been in the Animus for a few days now. Don't worry, I've been staying on top of your vitals. Not even a blip. So it looks like extending the sessions won't be a problem. Whatever happened between you and 16 seems to have increased your tolerance. The Animus keeps you in a resting state, which takes care of the fatigue, and your memories are vivid enough we're actually seeing micro-movements in your muscles, which means no atrophy issues either. So we'll be bringing you out for breaks just to stay on the safe side. Focus, please. Here's a chain of emails. Just a quick heads up. Replying to email chains will no longer return multiple instances of the word re. Should cut down on the subject lengths considerably. You sure about that? See above. Haha, very funny, Sean. Focus, please. Haha, very funny, Sean. Haha. Oh, so I'm going from latest to oldest. Whoops. So I should be going from top down. Just a quick heads up, replying to email chain. Good lord, Rebecca. With all the fixes and updates and improvements you supposedly put into the recent software revision, one would think you would have had the daisies in here. Oh, okay, cool, so I'm up to date. That's funny.
Good luck, Desmond.
These are troubled times. The already uneasy alliance between the Crown and its subjects frays. And behind them both the Templars plot, pulling strings and moving pieces. History dictates they seek order through control. But how will they affect it here? Who supports them? And what conspiracies have they
Connor!
already spun?
Spare a
All
moment.
these things I must determine.
Well, on a quick little work message.
Have a look.
What is it?
The Xingbao, or rope dart if you prefer. One of the many plans given to us by Shaozhong to...
Sorry.
We'll have to work on this.
He's gotten older again.
Ganondogo.
Yes, my friend.
What brings you here? Is the village all right?
For now.
What do you mean? What has happened?
Men came, claiming we had to leave. They said that the land was being sold, and that the Confederacy had consented. We sent an envoy, but they would not listen.
You must refuse!
We cannot oppose the Sachem, but you're right as well. We cannot give up our home.
Do you have a name? Do you know who is responsible?
He's called William Johnson.
Where is Johnson now?
In Boston, making preparations for the sale.
Sale? This is theft!
Connor, take care. These men are powerful.
What would you have me do? I made a promise to my people.
If you insist upon this course of action, seek out Sam Adams in Boston. He'll be able to help. What have you done?
When my people go to war, a hatchet is buried into a post to signify its start. When the threat is ended, the hatchet is removed.
You could have used a tree.
Well, that's nice. Huh. Fast travel. Oh, the birdies. Okay. I was trying to climb it, personally. Come on. Up we go. You stand the same way your nerdy dad does.
Rendering us mere spectators of our own commerce. In today's one-penny Boston Country Journal.
Come on. Darn it.
Without our country, rendering us mere spectators of our own cause. Why would
Is that really necessary?
Ben, over
Sorry.
here! Hurry!
Though I shouldn't complain, it's gone too soon.
Men here should be more careful.
Sanctions and demonstrations won't suffice, Sam. We need to act, and I'm talking about more than a sternly worded letter.
I sympathize with your frustrations, gentlemen. But surely you can understand my reluctance to kick the hornet's nest.
The tourist thing, no matter what we do. Might as well make it count.
Come on, man! All gotta go!
Ah, Connor. Hello again. What brings you to Boston?
You.
Would you excuse us, fellows? Thank you. That conversation was about to turn unpleasant. Now, what can I do for you?
I was hoping you could help me locate William Johnson.
Of course. I'm headed to a meeting with some men who should be able to help. Why don't you come along?
Hey,
Well, it's good to see the people finally taking a stand against injustice.
Says the man who owns a slave.
Ooh, sorry? I practice what I preach, my friend. She's not a slave, but a freed woman, at least on paper. Men's minds are not so easily turned. It's a tragedy that for all our progress, still we cling to such barbarism.
Then speak out against it.
We must focus first on defending our rights. When this is done, we'll have the luxury of addressing these other matters.
You speak as though your condition is equal to that of the slaves. It is not.
Tell that to my neighbor who was compelled to quarter British troops, or to my friend whose store was closed because he displeased the crown. The people here are no freer than Surrey.
You offer excuses instead of solutions. All people should be equal, and not in turns.
It's in turns, or not at all. We must compromise, Connor, however painful that may be. Try and solve all the world's problems at the same time, and you'll wind up solving none at all.
Hey! It's my home, no matter what you thieves called taxmen say! If the gums in Parliament who want to take my property, you tell them to sail across the pond and take it themselves!
It's not open for discussion now. Open this door or these men will break it down. Ah!
Ah, bollocks! We're coming in!
I trust the mounting evidence is proof enough, Connor.
Continue on. I shall meet you at our destination.
Is that all you have? Give you some support!
Justice for once. I dare the governor to send more.
You all right?
I'm fine. It's not my first dance. For all their teeth and claws, these little foxes, they fight like puppies. Thank you, my friend. I'd buy you an ale, but I'm expected somewhere else.
It's fresh. I need to get away from here.
If there's anything you need that I don't have, I'll find it for you. So slow. This brazen killer must be brought to justice.
Really?
What's his...
Come on.
Connor, I'd like you to meet some like-minded friends. The owner of this fine establishment, William Molyneux, and the manager and chef of his newest venture, Stéphane Chaffeau.
Ah, Connor and I just had a ball with some red coats enforcing some taxmen outside my home.
The collectors grow bolder and more forceful. Something we must address, Samuel.
Then let us raise a banner. Something to let the people know that they are not alone. The docks are an angry place of late. Protesters picketing the latest shipments of British tea. The eyes of the city are upon that stage.
A Bostonian without his tea is a dangerous beast.
William Johnson is smuggling the tea off the ships. One of his men tried to sell me this. A sample of what I refused. But it's from those ships. No mistaking the stamp. He's charging a king's ransom. Must be he's making a mint off those who buy it.
Where is he now?
I've never met the man.
May I ask why you seek him, Connor?
He intends to purchase the land upon which my village stands, without the consent of my people.
No doubt the revenue from his little smuggling endeavor is financing the acquisition. A tax enforced on tea grants a boon to smugglers. I'll wager the same men who levy the taxes are selling the tea. A stage requires a spectacle, and I may know the play. Connor, head back to the docks and see to the destruction of the tea. If you should need us, return here.
Tea. Just want to cook tea.
Pardon me.
Come on, mate.
Is that an optional or?
We may try to move further inland and send our pork back to the city by car. Oh.
Run.
I need some assistance over here! For the best rate,
Strike's gone, we'll be rushing to get it up for Tuesday.
Undertakers! Counts on them to provide the full range of peaceful, dignified service. Your favorite penny.
Nee, it expanded something fierce with odd bilious bursts, then blew itself all over the oven. Something odd about it.
Usually, our neighbours will be protected. So as to ensure a supply of tall oaks for the Royal Navy.
I've nothing to do with any dark dealings. Spare me.
You come back here, you! Let me out of him.
Leg it, boys! We'll get him!
There! Up! Just over there!
We'll not be losing it! Look, there! Get in!
Oh, those are the gunpowder ticks.
here.
Simpson!
I should raise the alarm for his insults, sir.
Blood. I must go home. Now.
Eddie with information.
Is it not obvious the fact that I ran away now?
travel destination, bringing Boston, Philadelphia, and New York closer together for over 20 years.
Could have done it for free. There are more of these. And just sit with them and destroy the merchandise, don't just hunt them. Ugh.
What do you think you're at?
Why tarry? Wares such as these come only once in a lifetime.
Now make yourself scarce.
Wow. Kind of complicated that, not didn't I? Okay.
Musical services of Bellow, Burford, and Frupp.
At the end of this sequence, I will be going to Caesar's.
Do not know what happened.
Contain your exuberance.
Men, over here!
Stefan, what is wrong? Where's Sam Adams?
Who cares? I've been robbed! Vont me le payer, ces scélérats de merde!
Where are you going?
To get back what's rightfully mine. Oh! Regardez! Some pathetic redcoats waiting for a beating! I will match your face to your jacket, Captain! Ces coquins me prennent mon père au Canada et voilà qu'ils me ravissent ma propriété ici. Il suffit.
What should they
this the one who drove up?
Put the fear of God back into them!
These red goats to push us around. They're our masters. This is our city. Let's show them who owns this city. It's time to fight.
Stefan, please! Stop and listen to me!
The man responsible for this will pay. His friends will pay. Voilà trop longtemps que j'ai subi la peau. Ils vont fouiller dans mon cou.
Not long dead.
Oh dear. Stop. This is why you don't rape around.
Destroyed? You stupid mongrel! I suppose you want me to tell Johnson his tea just spontaneously combusted? Nonsense. Someone's responsible for this, and you will find out who. And if you can't, I'll gut you and find a smarter mongrel who can.
What do we do? Create a window.
Assassin recruits.
Finest greenery. No table worth the name should be without my vegetables.
Bloody hell are you?
Why? You have no right to rob people blind. By decree of the British Parliament or not.
British Parliament? I work for William Johnson. Johnson? End his suffering cleanly. Please. The people seem to have an ear for you. What are the things you lost?
The people listen to me only because I spoke the truth loud enough. Which is worth 1,000 times the content of my footlocker. The English, they can keep my teams.
You did well tonight.
I said I'd buy you an ale when you first helped me. In place of drink, I offer you my allegiance. For what it's worth.
Your aid is welcome, and I am grateful. Now, I need to find Sam Adams.
And the angry sheriff. Wow. Titanic.
You cannot pursue your course without ogling these things.
Thank you. Cargo and all.
Aye, but Governor Hutchison refuses to let them leave. Wants us to take the tea, pay the duties, and say thank you kindly to the king. The king can
Boston.
What happens now? We wait for the signal. What signal?
This meeting can do nothing further to save the country.
That one.
Evening, gentlemen. Shall we be off?
No.
What's the matter?
I have spent today drawn from one bit of madness to another with nothing to show for it. Before I go any further, I would like to know exactly what it is you intend.
Of course. First, we make our way to Nathaniel Bradley's house to fetch the rest of our little group. Then it's on to Griffin's Wharf, where we board the ships and dump the tea. Simple as that.
Simple seems a bit charitable.
Cheer up, Connor. For tonight, we are all victors. The Sons of Liberty get to send a message to England, and you rob William Johnson of his financing. Your village will be saved. I've an idea. Why don't you lead the way? That should keep us out of any further trouble. Am I right? Damn it, more guards.
We need to turn the crowd's anger to our advantage.
Say the word, Connor, and I will make it so.
You don't need to pat his crotch. Save the coal for the other side.
Get it out. There's nothing here for you. Money? Silver?
Really?
Silver?
Oh, these pennies and a shilling!
We need to keep those bastards at bay while the tea's being dumped.
Let me help you. I'm yours to command.
So he's the one that's low on health.
Too slow, I'm afraid. Look there. Get in. He's no fighter. Has a clear shot. Hey, where do you think you're going?
We've done it!
Gunner? We saved the last one for you.
Excellent.
Best we get out of here.
I tried. Interesting.
It is done.
Johnson is dead?
No. He retreated when we destroyed the tea.
Only to hatch some new scheme, I'm sure. You should have killed him.
There was no need.
Time will tell if you speak the truth.
Time?
Radun Hagedum! Radun Hagedum!
Ganondokon, why are you here? Has something happened?
William Johnson has returned with all the money required to buy our land. He meets with the elders as we speak. I have begged him to resist, but I fear he shall have his way unless you intervene.
How is this possible? We destroyed the tea.
The Templars are nothing if not resourceful. You should have heeded my warning.
Please. You have to stop him.
Of course. Can you tell me where they're meeting?
Ina kanya daradit kanus de ne Johnson yunja daro rocksta. Gwahigan zi wat ne ganun haradun hagedum.
Ta gwader harat gwa ganto.
you say?
Fancy
That is the fun on the clippage.
Peace! Peace! Have I not always been an advocate? Have I not always sought to protect you from harm?
If you wish to protect us, then give us arms, muskets and horses that we might defend ourselves.
War is not the answer.
We remember, Stanwix. We remember you moved the borders. Even today your men dig up the land, showing no regard for those who live upon it. Your words are honeyed, but false. We are not here to negotiate, nor to sell. We are here to tell you and yours to leave these lands.
So be it. I offered you an olive branch, and you knocked it from my hand. Perhaps you'll respond better to the sword.
It's not a sword.
Are you threatening us?
Yes. Oh no. What have you done?
ensured an end to your schemes. You sought to claim these lands for the Templars.
Aye, that we might protect them. Do you think that good King George lies awake at night, hoping that no harm comes to his native subjects? Or that the people of the city care one whit about them? Oh, sure. The colonists are happy to trade when they need food or shelter, or a bit of extra padding for their armies. But when the walls of the city constrict, when there's crops that need soil, when there's no more enemy to fight, we'll see how kind the people are then.
The colonists have no quarrel with the Iroquois.
Not yet, but they will. 'Tis the way of the world. In time, they'll turn. I could have stopped it. I could have saved you all.
You speak of salvation, but you were killing them.
Aye, because they would not listen. And so, it seems, neither will you.
Ayawas ne yate hagum sare, am dahyayu ne skanas is agum haje.
This won't be long. You won't be laddie.
I think it's safe to screenshot the accident appears.
William Johnson is dead, and with him, the Templar plot to steal the land of my people. But in ending this threat, I have revealed another. On his body was a letter addressed to John Pitcairn containing orders to root out and destroy Patriot weapons and supplies. Should he succeed in this, the colonists will be unable to maintain their resistance, and the Templars will surely take control. So long as Pitcairn lives, the danger remains. I need to find him. He needs to die. I thought it might bring clarity or instill a sense of accomplishment, but all I feel is regret.
Hold fast to that. Such sacrifices must never come lightly.
I had to do it. Not only for my people, but for all the others Johnson would have harmed.
It's a start. But to truly be free of Templar influence, all of them must be dealt with in turn. Even your father.
I know.
You speak the words, but do you believe them? Seems we've company.
Typical Templar.
What is it?
A request for aid from Paul Revere. Seems the Redcoats are up to something in Boston. Guess you made an impression on the Sons of Liberty.
They mistake me for one of their own. Please tell Mr. Revere he has my sympathies, but I cannot help at present.
You might wish to reconsider. John Pitcairn is mentioned by name.
Where am I to go?
Mr. Revere's house in Boston. If you'd like, I can...
I just want to be alone right now.
Oh. Well, that is that for the night. It's going pretty well. Liking AC3, the controls being different is a little weird. That's going to take some time still to get used to, but